I am not talking about the words she says or the labels she uses. I am talking about the things she does when nobody is watching, the quiet choices, the small sacrifices, the moments when she relaxes her guard and lets you see parts of her she never shows the outside world. Because here is the truth. A woman can smile with you, flirt with you, share a bed with you, and still not love you at all. But when she loves you deeply, honestly, fully, she reveals it in ways most men never notice. Not loud, not obvious, but incredibly powerful. These are the signs many men miss, and that is why they chase attention instead of recognizing devotion. Today, you are getting a clear map. 6 things a woman only does for the man she truly loves, and a few more that show just how deep that love really goes. Some of these may surprise you. Some of them you may have experienced without understanding what they meant. And if you have ever doubted yourself or felt uncertain around her silence, you are about to understand what real love looks like through a calm, steady, stoic lens. You want to know if a woman loves you? Watch for the moment she stops performing. In the beginning, she is polished. Everything is curated, hair done, voice a little softer, laughter slightly exaggerated. She is playing the role, just like you are. But the moment she starts showing up without the shine, without the filter, without the effort to impress, that is when something real begins. A woman in love allows you to see her unedited self, her random thoughts, her emotional mess, her quiet fears, her tired days. She will cry in front of you, not because she is weak, but because she finally feels safe enough to be open. That is rare. That is meaningful. And if you are a man rooted in inner strength, you understand that real connection does not come from seeing her at her best. It comes from being trusted with her worst. Most men miss this moment. They stay focused on attraction, on looks, on excitement. So when the mask falls, they think she is just getting lazy or too comfortable. No. She is showing you her raw self, and she is watching how you respond. This is where everything shifts because now it is no longer about impressing you. It is about revealing who she really is. This is not lust. This is not ego. This is vulnerability. A woman who loves you may sit next to you in an old hoodie, hair tied up, face bare, and look at you like she has nothing to prove. That is not carelessness. That is emotional nakedness. She may admit a fear, confess jealousy, or talk about an old wound, not because she is broken, but because she trusts you enough to lower the armor. This is where many men fail. They feel awkward, they crack jokes, they rush to fix things, they try to escape the discomfort. But a grounded man stays. He listens, he remains calm. He does not panic when emotions rise because he knows his strength is not about control, it is about presence. She does not want to be rescued. She wants to feel safe. That is when she stops worrying about being too much. That is when she stops editing herself to fit your comfort level. And yes, she will test this. She will show you a version of herself that is not attractive or easy, and your response becomes the mirror she looks into. That reaction either deepens her trust or confirms her fear that love is not safe. In that moment, you do not need perfect words. You need patience, you need steadiness, and you need to understand that what she is giving you is a gift. In a world full of filters and distractions, there is nothing more intimate than reality. Another powerful sign is when she gives without keeping score. This is one of the clearest signals that her feelings go beyond liking or attraction. When a woman loves you, she stops tracking who did what. She stops counting favors. She stops trading effort for effort. Most surface relationships are built on exchange. You text, she texts. You pay, she gives time. It looks balanced, but it is not love. It is negotiation. When a woman loves you, that system disappears. She gives because she wants to. She helps because it feels right. There is no hidden agenda. You see it in small moments. She brings you something you mentioned weeks ago. She supports you quietly. She gives you space when you need it, even if it costs her emotionally. That generosity does not come from weakness, it comes from trust. This kind of giving is rare because most people do not know how to love without control. When she gives freely, she is placing herself in a vulnerable position. You could take advantage, you could overlook her, and that risk is her leap of faith. She is saying, I believe in who you are. You will feel it in how natural it feels. She does things that do not make sense to outsiders. She defends you when you are not around. She invests her time, energy, and care without guilt or pressure. That is not desperation, that is devotion. Many men get confused by it because they are used to games. They wonder what the catch is. But a calm man recognizes it. He receives it with respect. He does not exploit it. He understands that true giving expects nothing but trusts everything. She may cook for you, not to impress, but because it makes her happy to care for you. She may support your goals quietly without asking for credit because your growth matters to her. And when she gives like this, she is not testing you. She is feeling whether her energy is safe with you. She will notice if you only take and never see her. So if you experience this, do not try to match her effort or compete with it. Just meet her with presence. Let her know you noticed. Let her feel appreciated. Because for a woman in love, being valued is more important than being repaid. Another subtle sign is how her voice changes with you. Most men never notice this. A woman may speak sharply to the world, confident, direct, protective. But with the man she loves, her tone softens, her pace slows, her volume drops. Her energy shifts from defense to closeness. This is not submission, this is trust. She spends her day wearing armor. She has to be strong to survive. But with you, she rests, and her voice follows. She is not trying to win, she is trying to connect. You hear it when she answers your call. It sounds warmer than when she speaks to others. You see it in conflict. She does not yell to overpower. She slows down because she does not want to hurt you. She protects you even from her own anger. When a woman loves you, she also includes you in her inner world. She talks to you about her thoughts, her dreams, her doubts, not to seek validation, but to share herself. She wants you to know how she sees life. She values your presence in her mind, not just her routine. She will ask your opinion, not because she cannot decide, but because your perspective matters to her. That is emotional partnership, and it is deeply personal. She also becomes patient with your flaws. This does not mean she tolerates disrespect, but she understands your imperfections. She does not rush to leave when things get uncomfortable. She wants to work through tension, not escape it. Love makes her invest emotionally instead of running at the first sign of difficulty. Another quiet sign is how she protects your image. She speaks well of you when you are not around. She does not embarrass you publicly. She does not expose your weaknesses to feel powerful. When a woman loves you, she wants the world to respect you because she respects you. She also remembers small details, not because she is trying, but because she cares. She remembers how you take your coffee, what makes you anxious, what makes you relax. These details live in her mind because you live there too. And finally, a woman in love feels peace with you, not constant excitement, not drama, not chaos, but calm. She feels grounded in your presence. She can sit in silence with you and feel connected. She does not need constant stimulation because she feels safe. That peace is not boring. It is deep, it is secure, and it is rare. If you have seen these signs before, there is a good chance you meant more to her than you realized. Love does not always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it whispers through consistency, softness, and trust. And only a man who is calm enough to notice will ever truly recognize it. Doesn't mean she will stay silent or hide what she feels. It simply means she is choosing the way she expresses it. The tone matters more than the words. In a world filled with noise, ego, and emotional chaos, a woman who softens her tone is sending a very clear message without saying it out loud. You matter more than my pride in this moment. She may not even be aware she is doing it. It happens naturally. When women love, their nervous system shifts, the body eases, the tension drops. Her voice becomes calmer, warmer, slower, and everything in her energy says, I am not here to argue, I am here to connect with you. If you are truly paying attention, that moment speaks louder than any I love you ever could. Now let's be honest. This does not mean she is gentle with everyone. In fact, she may still be strong, loud, sarcastic, playful, or even ruthless with the rest of the world. But with you, she allows herself to soften, to be feminine, to be open, not because she is forcing it, but because something about your presence unlocks that side of her. And that tells you something important. She feels safe in your masculine energy. She trusts that you will not hurt her when she lowers her guard, because women do not soften for men they are unsure about. They do not soften for men they are just passing time with. They soften for the man they want to feel close to, the one they are not afraid to let inside. So if you have heard this, if you have felt a woman drop the tension in her voice, just for you, even briefly, that is not accidental. That is her heart speaking through her mouth. That is love in its raw form, not rehearsed, not planned. And if you notice that shift, if you caught it at the right moment, you are already deeper than you may realize. And if you stay aware, what she does next may reveal even more than her words ever could. When a woman truly loves you, there is another intimate thing she does that many men miss completely. She lets you into the quiet, hidden parts of her life. She shares her private rituals. Not the version of herself she shows online, not the one she performs for attention, but the small, meaningful things she does when no one is watching. It could be the playlist she listens to when she feels low. It could be the way she writes in her journal early in the morning before the world wakes up. It could be how she lights a certain candle every night, brushes her hair in a specific way, or watches the same comfort movie again and again just to feel something familiar. These rituals are how she stays balanced, how she stays connected to herself. And if she lets you see them without filters, without excuses, without embarrassment, that is a powerful sign, because she is not just sharing habits. She is saying, I trust you with who I really am. Most people only ever see the surface version of someone, the social version, the polished version, but rituals are private. They are quiet acts of self grounding. And when a woman invites you into that space, she is bonding with you beneath the surface. She may not make a big deal out of it. You might be at her place and she casually offers you the tea she drinks every night before bed, the one she never offers anyone else. She might play you a song she has never shared. She might explain why she always steps barefoot onto the balcony early in the morning like it is her personal moment with the universe. These things may seem small to you, but for her they are deeply personal. They are not about impressing you. They are about letting you see her. Every woman has layers. There is the outer layer, the public version, the curated self. Then there is the deeper layer, the quiet, real version. Rituals live there. And when she pulls you into that layer, she is not asking for approval. She is not trying to seduce you. She is simply saying, "This part of me is not for everyone, but I want you to know it." What is surprising is that most men miss this moment. They treat it like a cute habit, a random quirk. They smile, move on, and never realize the meaning behind it. But a grounded man notices. He does not need to analyze it. He stays present because he understands that connection lives in small details. Women fall in love through presence, not performance. So, what should you do when she shares her rituals? Do not interrupt. Do not joke it away. Do not turn it into a story about yourself. Just be there. Listen. Maybe ask something simple like, "How long have you been doing this?" Let her feel seen without forcing her to explain. And if she invites you to join one of those rituals, sitting in silence with her in the morning, going on that quiet late night walk, or meditating together, because that is how she reconnects, say yes. Because in that moment, you are not just bonding, you are becoming part of her inner world. And women never forget the men they let into that space. You will notice how she relaxes around you, how she stops pretending, how she lets go of masks. She becomes calmer, more playful, more real. That is love. And if you can hold space for that side of her, you will not just have her attention, you will have her loyalty. Then there is something else that confuses many men. She tests you, but hopes you pass. Almost every man has felt it. That strange moment when a woman pulls back slightly, throws a sharp comment, or creates tension for no clear reason. You wonder if she is losing interest or if you did something wrong. But what is really happening is deeper. She is testing you. Not because she wants you to fail, but because she hopes you will not. These tests are not games. They are about safety and truth. She is trying to see who you are when things are not smooth. Anyone can be charming when everything is easy, but how you respond when she challenges you shows your strength. She might make a sarcastic remark to see if you get defensive. She might go quiet for a day to see if you panic or stay calm. She might even flirt lightly with others, not because she wants them, but to see if you stay grounded. These tests are not meant to hurt you. They are unconscious filters. Her mind is asking, is he steady? Can I lean into him? Or will I have to carry everything alone? Every woman wants to relax into safety. Not weakness, not control, but that deep calm that comes from knowing the man beside her will not break under pressure. Most men fail here. They react emotionally, they over explain, they chase reassurance that kills attraction. But the man who stays calm, who does not need to prove anything, who meets her test with presence instead of force, becomes different. He becomes the anchor she did not even know she was looking for. Women are not looking to be controlled. They are looking for someone strong enough to hold their emotions without falling apart. So when you sense a test, do not take it personally. She is not attacking you. She is checking for truth. Respond instead of reacting. Keep your tone steady, your words few but certain. And understand this, if she tests you, it is because she wants to trust you, not because she wants to lose you. When you pass by staying authentic, you give her something no gift ever could. You give her permission to relax. And when a woman relaxes, her heart opens and real intimacy begins. There is one more sign that speaks louder than all the rest. She protects your name when you are not around. Anyone can be affectionate in private, but how she speaks about you in public reveals everything. A woman who loves you does not just defend you, she respects you. She guards your name without drama, without bragging, without tearing you down for entertainment. In a world where gossip is easy, That kind of respect is rare. And when you have it, you know you are no longer just someone in her life. You are someone she stands for. They joke, they compare, they tell stories. But the woman who truly loves you watches her words. She filters what comes out of her mouth, not because she is scared, but because she cares. She edits herself out of respect, not insecurity. She may be fiery by nature. She may be bold, sharp, outspoken, even sarcastic. But when it comes to you, something shifts. She draws a clear boundary. She does not turn you into a punchline at brunch. She does not laugh about your flaws just to fit in or entertain others. She does not trade your dignity for a moment of social approval. Instead, she protects the bond even when you are not there to hear it. You have to understand this part deeply. When a woman is only partly invested, she speaks carelessly. She might say little things like, "Men are so clueless, he never listens. I don't know how he even functions sometimes." She might laugh and say she's surprised he remembered their anniversary. On the surface, it sounds playful. It sounds harmless. People brush it off as normal talk. But those small comments slowly erode respect. They weaken intimacy. They create cracks in trust. Words shape perception, and once a certain image is planted, it's hard to undo. But when a woman is fully invested in you emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and sexually, her behavior changes. She becomes protective of how others view you. She becomes mindful of how your name is spoken when you are not present. And the reason is simple. Your reputation reflects her choice. Your name carries meaning in her life. If people look down on you, it feels like they are questioning her judgment, her heart, and her values. So she guards that carefully. If someone tries to speak badly about you, she doesn't just sit there uncomfortable. She doesn't nervously laugh it off. She doesn't stay silent out of fear. She steps in with calm strength. She might say something simple like, "He's a good man. You don't know the whole story." Or she might say, "I actually respect him more than people realize." Sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's firm, but it always carries clarity. That is not just her defending you. That is her defending the future she sees with you. Because real love is not only about how two people treat each other in private, it is also about how they speak about each other in public. It's about how they carry each other's names when no one is watching. It's about loyalty when there is no reward for it. Now, don't misunderstand this. This is not some perfect fairy tale where she never feels annoyed or frustrated. She is human. She might still need to vent sometimes. She might need to process emotions. But the way she does it matters. The tone matters. The limits matter. She chooses safe spaces. She chooses words carefully. She doesn't let frustration turn into disrespect. And that difference tells you everything. If a woman protects your name when you are not there, it means something deep is happening inside her. She sees you as hers, not in a controlling way, but in a loyal way. She does not want outside voices planting doubt in her heart. She does not want her own words slowly poisoning her feelings for you. She is not trying to convince anyone else. She simply refuses to let careless speech damage something meaningful. Here's the part most men never notice. If you hear even once that she shut down gossip, that she corrected someone, that she chose silence instead of dragging your name through the mud, that is love in one of its strongest forms. It is quiet. It is invisible. It doesn't show off, but it lasts. Because in that moment, she is saying, without words, "I chose you, and I stand by that choice." Think about that for a second. Has anyone ever defended your name when you were not around? Has someone protected your image without you asking? That kind of loyalty is rare. And when a woman does that, what she does next will show you just how deep her love truly goes. She craves your masculine calm. This part matters more than most people realize. Chaos does not attract women long term. Loudness does not build safety. Drama does not create desire. Stability does, but not the boring, empty routine the world forces on her every day. What she craves is grounded calm, the kind of calm that comes from a man who is steady inside himself. When a woman loves you, she doesn't only want your body or your voice, she wants your presence. She wants your stillness. She wants that unshakable energy that silently tells her, "You are safe here. I can handle this. You don't have to panic." This is not about saying nothing, it is about being centered. And when you show up this way, especially when her emotions are intense, she falls deeper without even trying. Women live in a world that constantly pulls at them. Expectations, pressure, comparison, emotional labor, hormonal changes, unspoken fears, they feel everything. Their minds rarely rest. So when things get loud inside her head, she searches for one thing: a man who does not flinch, a man who stays solid when everything feels unstable. Do not confuse this with being cold or distant. She does not want a wall. She does not want a man who shuts down. She wants your calm to feel like quiet strength, like a steady fire that does not go out when the wind blows. When she comes to you with tears, frustration, or confusion, you do not rush to fix her. You do not argue with her feelings. You do not get defensive. You do not walk away emotionally. You stay, you breathe slower, you listen without interrupting, you let her emotions exist without reacting to them, and in that moment, something soft happens inside her. She realizes she does not have to carry everything alone. She realizes you are not afraid of her storm. That realization creates a deep bond. You become her grounding force. And here is something most men never hear. She might not say this out loud. She might not even be aware of it consciously. But when she is in love, what pulls her closer is the feeling that you can hold all of her. Her fears, her stress, her desire, her vulnerability, her intensity. Not every man can do this. It requires discipline, it requires self-control, it requires emotional strength, it requires a quiet kind of masculinity that is earned, not performed. Most men react instead of responding. They get triggered, they take emotions personally, they confuse loud reactions with strength.